After all, his feet rushed toward Charlie like a wind. The fist that was bigger than the mouth of the bowl was already in front of you at this time. He has been practicing boxing for dozens of years, and his whole life of martial arts and hard work has been condensed on a pair of fists. Only this punch is a stone monument more than 10 centimeters thick. It can also be broken with one punch, which can be resisted. But Charlie had already seen through his cultivation at a glance. Just a brash man with a harder fist. Compared with him and the worm that shakes the tree, it is no different. So he did not dodge or dodge, just standing in front of Iron Fist, with a chilling smile on his face. Tekken Iron Fist couldn't believe that this kid should be so despised. He had rushed in front of him, ready to blow his dog's head with a punch, but he was not afraid at all. This is looking down on himself. In that case, let you taste the price of despising your Grandpa Lee. Afterwards, he rushed to Charlie, and his iron fist rushed straight to Charlie's head and smashed it. With a smile on his face, Lin Yuan said indifferently, "The 8th junior brother is really lucky this time, and he did so for nothing. I believe Mr. Orville will definitely reward him." The other juniors all showed envy. In their opinion, the 8th junior brother can have such a chance, entirely because the senior brother has perfected. This kid with the weight is so stupid, he can be killed with one blow instead of being himself. Isaac, Mr. Orville and Liang, who were hiding in the dark, all squeezed a cold sweat for Charlie. They didn't understand, why didn't Charlie hide? But only Charlie knew that there was absolutely no need to hide from Iron Fist's cat. At this point, Iron Fist's fist wind has blown his face. Immediately afterwards, the fist was already in sight. At the moment when Iron Fist thought Charlie was going to die, Charlie suddenly pulled out a hand from his back, a fist that seemed weak, but lightly faced him. In the next moment, Iron Fist felt his fist was hit by a hard armor-piercing shell. Only a sharp pain was felt, followed by the sound of broken bones. Charlie's fluttering punch not only directly unloaded all the strength of Iron Fist's fist, it was extremely powerful, and it also shattered the opponent's right fist, right hand, and right arm. Iron Fist instantly let out a tragic cry, and the whole person flew upside down, and fell into the snow with a thump. His 7 seniors were looking at him dumbfounded at this time, and saw that his entire right arm was already bloody and hanging, like a mass of rotten meat that had been blown up by 10,000 tons of boulders. He is the Iron Fist. His fist can't be smashed even if it is a hard rock. Anyone's body is as vulnerable as tofu under his fist. But, why in front of Charlie's fist, his iron fist turned into tofu? It was smashed by Charlie's punch. Who is the Iron Fist of these two people? Seeing that junior brother was defeated in an instant, Lin Yuan was struck by lightning. Although his strength is better than that of the 8th junior brother, his fist is much worse than the 8th junior brother's iron fist. After all, the 8th junior brother himself, for decades, all his thoughts have been concentrated on his pair of iron fists, and he has never encountered an opponent in the world. But who would have thought that a young man in his 20s would smash his fist and his arm with one punch? How powerful is this, even great force? Lin Yuan was terrified. It seems that Charlie is really not an ordinary person. But today, 8 of his senior brothers are indispensable for a fierce battle. Isaac and others were also surprised. The 3 of them never dreamed that Charlie's strength would be so great. The other party is also a man with a face, and even if Charlie fights him for more than a dozen rounds and then defeats him, it can be regarded as the past. But Charlie was so unreasonable, and he smashed the Iron Fist with a single move. This meaning is very obvious: he's an Iron Fist, then he will hit the Iron Fist. When Iron Fist was smashed to the ground, the whole person was even more shocked. He didn't expect that the place where he was most confident and powerful would be fragile in front of others. Seeing that his right arm had been rotten to flesh, he knew in his heart that his skill had been lost in half. After decades of hard work, he was beaten by a 50% discount. Iron Fist felt extremely painful. He crawled to Lin Yuan with one arm, crying and said, "Big brother, you must avenge me." Lin Yuan darkened his face and nodded gloomily. "Senior brother 8th, don't worry, your brothers will definitely avenge you." After all, he said to the other 6 people, "Junior brothers, this kid is really good. In that case, I don't have to talk to him about morals and justice, everyone." When Charlie heard this, he laughed. What he said just now is that the 8 heavenly kings are definitely not a mere name. There are dozens of them in the world, not more than that, but he didn't expect it to be just a nonsense. He knew this, with 8 it's better to go with an old dog, and it will make Grandpa and him have a good time. Lin Yuan felt that his face was very hot, and said angrily, Don't you play with me any kind of stimulating method here? You can hurt my 8th junior brother, and absolutely can't hurt my 7 brothers. Today, Lin Yuan asked you for your dog life in Changbai Mountain. After that, he said coldly, but you can rest assured, I will only leave your body in Changbai Mountain, and your head, I will take your head and return to the old master of the Wu family. If the old master of the Wu family pity you, maybe give your head to your wife. Charlie heard this and said coldly, Lin Yuan, right? Don't worry, today your 8 senior brothers will sleep here. But I won't take your head away, because you are an old rag. It's not worth it for me to take your head. What a big tone. Lin Yuan yelled angrily, we 8 brothers have never failed since the day we played as a teacher. There are countless injustices in our hands. I don't care if we have one more.